Welcome back to the Drunk on Riding Video Club, brought to you in part through the patronage of Ariya North, and kind of a special episode. Uh, I guess I'm going to call it the isolation episode, because I figured as we are all kind of stuck in this situation that we're in, I decided, somewhat unilaterally, that the video club would be open to everyone, at least while we're in this, because it gives us all an extra reason to watch videos and actually sort of feel good about just watching the videos instead of just catching up on something.
Yeah.
I was trying to be good. I was trying to be a good people. So today,
Unilateral being the key word.
I love you. So today we are talking Driving Miss Daisy. Thank you. I momentarily blacked out.
1989 comedy.
Where we're not
drama film.
Which was your pick.
Yeah, it was my
But before we dive into that,
yeah,
we got to start it off as we always do now with my joke.
What is this joke going to be?
So I got two.
I hope it's tasteful.
Oh, it's very tasteful.
Okay.
So, the first one I had already heard before, so I added a little second one. You may have heard it, I don't know. So, a car full of old ladies is cruising along Route 30. They're pulled over by a police officer. Police officer comes up. Lady driver rolls down her window and says, "What's the matter, officer?" It's dangerous and an offense to drive too slow, the officer responded. "But we're doing the speed limit," the driver protests, pointing out the window. The officer looks and says, "That's the route number, not the speed limit." The driver doesn't reply. When the officer looks back, she and the others in the car look terrified. "What's wrong?" the officer asks. The passenger in the backseat says, "We just came off Route 189. You're not laughing at anything. Your sense of humor sucks. All right, try this one. All right. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Daisy.
Daisy who?
They see me rolling.
Oh my god.
They hating. Is that better?
Stupid. I don't know where you find these.
Oh, the internet is fun. All right, so the 1989 film.
Yes, directed by Bruce Beresford.
Driving Miss Daisy. I blacked out on it again. Sorry, go ahead. Please proceed.
Yeah. So it stars Jessica Tandy, Morgan Freeman, and Dan Aykroyd are the main characters. Morgan Freeman reprised his role from the original off-Broadway version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, so this was a play?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
I could see that. This being a play. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, especially since it's mostly dialogue driven and it's basically a 3-man show, right?
Yeah. It was originally released in December 1989 in only three theaters, grossing $73,000.
Why was it in only 3 theaters? Very limited release. Jeez.
Very limited release.
Where was it? Were they in LA?
I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Then in January 1990, it was wide released, earning $5 million over the opening weekend in 895 theaters, becoming the #1 film in the United States, where it stayed.
With only $5 million?
Yeah.
That's a pathetic box office, almost as bad as it is now.
And it ended up in its third week getting knocked off the top spot by the film Hard to Kill. Oh. Okay.
Drunk on Riding members will remember that one way back in Die Hard time, right? Wasn't that the Die Hard video? Yeah.
The film ultimately I can't talk. The film ultimately grossed $106 million in North America.
Not bad.
With $39 million in other territories.
What was the budget?
I don't know. Budget.
Budget.
It was $77.5 million.
Not bad. Not bad. All right.
And it was regarded as when the reception of it was wonderful, saying that it was one of the best
films of
the year.
Yeah.
It did win 4 Academy Awards. It received 9 nominations, but it won for Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Makeup, and Best Adapted Screenplay.
It won Best Picture?
It did.
Wow.
Which I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I wonder what it was against. I wonder if it was like a light year. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to look that up. That's too much work.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
I'll look that up while you continue.
you know, do I think it was the best film? I don't know. It's hard to say because, again, best film of the year. If this was the best film of the year, that was a tough year.
I feel like that was the year that no, 1989?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What?
It's like Driving Miss Daisy isn't coming up as a best selected category.
And the 62nd Academy Awards.
Best Picture, right?
Yeah.
Best Picture. Done. Where is it? Best Picture. Winner was Rain Man. Which year?
89.
Yeah, 1989.
62nd. Then this is incorrect.
Huh. Yeah, this is the 1989 Oscars. Maybe 1990? Let's see. Was Wikipedia... select category. Best Picture. Driving Miss Daisy was 1990. So it was against Born on the 4th of July. Good movie. Dead Poets Society.
Wow.
Field of Dreams. And My Left Foot. I don't know My Left Foot. But the rest of those are great movies.
So I've never seen any of those. Which is why we're doing the movie club.
That's
Hello.
true. Okay, so you started to give your thoughts on Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
You were surprised that it won Best Picture.
I was. I mean, I thought it was a good film. But I've definitely seen better. Mm-hmm. Even older movies. I've seen better older movies. You know, taking away today's films. I've seen many films that just kind of blow this one out of the water.
So you disagree with the Best Picture winner? What about
the
Best Actor, you said? Or Best Actress?
Best Actress. I thought she did a fine job. I didn't like the character. I have a hard time saying, oh, that's the best actress when I hate the character.
So we listened to a friend of mine's podcast earlier, Shakisha and the White Boy. Now, I had actually reached out to him when we chose this as our topic because on his and Shakisha's podcast, Shakisha and the White Boy, I'll let you know which one he is, they kind of talk about race issues and a lot and political issues. So I said, well, what do you guys think of this? And they had a lot of thoughts on it. But the one line that Ryan said that really stuck out to me was, Miss Daisy seems like a let me speak to your manager kind of woman. And
yes.
Go listen to their podcast for the full breakdown of their thoughts. They really delved into it for a couple of minutes. It was really good. Shakisha and the White Boy, giving them a shout out. Got a real crossover going on here. I like it. Yeah, Miss Daisy she just seemed, honestly, she reminded me a lot of my great grandmother. And I know that's horrible to say, but my great grandmother was English, born in England. Came over here. She's very, very into like the keeping up appearances kind of stuff with like teacups. She had her sitting room. She had everything was covered in cloth and whatnot. So she was kind of very prim and proper. And she always had those little kind of looks and remarks and little asides that you're kind of like, yeah, you're kind of.
I know people today
you're
like
racist,
that and I can't stand them.
You know. And Miss Daisy.
Was racist.
Definitely racist.
She was 1,000%
like she tried to cover
racist.
it up. She, especially at the beginning, she goes, "I have no problem with the colors" or something like that. Yeah.
She made such a stink that he ate like a can of like beans or something.
And then he came up and it was like, "Oh, my bad. I'll replace that."
Nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Oh my, nicest guy in the world. And
then of course at the end, you know, once they've both reached their character arcs they've gone through. Miss Daisy has the ticket to the MLK speech.
I thought that was so messed up.
And Dan Aykroyd, who I really liked his character. He was kind of like a middleman. He didn't really have much of a story arc, really. He was just kind of...
he was the son.
He was the in-betweener. He was a pretty flat character, but he served his purpose.
He did.
And he was just... I don't know the character's name, but he was always Dan Aykroyd to me. I couldn't really separate the two. Like, he was Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but it doesn't matter.
So, anyways, he suggests to Miss Daisy that she bring Morgan Freeman. Mm-hmm. What was Morgan Freeman's character's name? it was like a one syllable name. Hoke.
Hoke.
Hoke. He suggests that she bring Hoke along, and she kind of laughs at it and says, "Why would I do that?" Or she completely she didn't say, "Why can I do that? Why would I do that?" It was more like that would never ever have ever crossed her mind because she doesn't look at Morgan Freeman that way. Like she doesn't look at him as an equal. No matter what she says, she's there supporting Martin Luther King Jr. She's listening to his speech and whatnot, but she really hasn't changed all that much.
And
She still kind of looks down on Morgan Freeman almost as property.
I don't think that she even was there to necessarily hear what Martin Luther King had to say.
I think it was more about appearances.
I think Martin Luther King was the thing happening. Like, that was where the people, right, that you wanted to socialize with probably were. And she was, as you said earlier, just keeping up appearances. I don't think she cared about a word that came out of his mouth that night because I don't think she believed it. If she believed it, she wouldn't treat Hoke the way she did.
True.
So,
yeah. I mean, she did do some nice things for him.
Sure.
As their relationship progressed, like it seemed that she taught him to read.
No, she did. That was definitely
They kind
implied.
of the passage of time. This movie I thought was really weird, and it had me questioning things when things were happening. I think that she
cared for him to an extent, but I think there's a real difference between liking somebody, right, and wanting to be their friend, and just that's a nice person. I should do nice things for this person. I think she was a teacher, and at heart, when she found out he didn't know how to read, that was her duty. She didn't look at him as...
So it wasn't really out of, like, a sense of, I don't know, respect or anything.
No,
it was that,
absolutely not. It was...
I'm a teacher, this is what I do, I have to help you because you're basically like a child.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, right? Because...
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it had anything to do with...
So what do you think of the rest of the movie? Like outside of like just the two of them, there was the undercurrent. I guess it's not really a current. It's kind of these two somewhat, no, not even somewhat. These two races, right? She's Jewish, and he's black, and it's about they both bring up their past treatments, and obviously Morgan Freeman's was far more recent in living memory, but. Jews have been hunted and killed and persecuted against for like their entire existence. So there was that undercurrent of comparing the two, and then her temple gets bombed toward the end.
But that's also why I don't understand what her problem was.
You think that was there to kind of drive home like we're not that different, you and I, and yet you're still like this?
Yeah, absolutely. But the whole movie, I just kept trying to figure out, like, what is her problem? Like, why is she just such a nasty person? Because it wasn't just Hoke she was nasty to. She was nasty to seemingly everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we never really get her background or his background. We don't get any background. It was
definitely clear she didn't like Dan Aykroyd's girlfriend, wife, whatever you wanted to call it.
I didn't like Dan Aykroyd's girlfriend. Who turned into the wife.
There wasn't a lot of women.
She had like 2 lines. And
there wasn't a lot of women that you... could have liked in this movie, with the exception of the... Was she the maid?
She's like the maid, the
I don't remember her name.
Kind of thing.
Odella, yeah. I really liked that character.
I mean, there wasn't much to her though.
She was kind of like female.
She was a one-note character. But yeah, we've come to the conclusion already at this point that movies from at least that era not very nice to women.
No.
Most movies through most eras not very nice to women, unless they were like singing starlets or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that she cared more for Odella than Hoke.
Yeah, I would agree with that. She had Odella prior to the movie taking place, so who knows how long they've been together. I mean, this was based in, it starts off in like the 40s or 50s. But
even how you just said that bothers me. She had Odella.
She did.
She had her?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of like Gone with the Wind, where they're not, the help is not slaves, but they're still basically slaves.
Yeah,
They're just like paid like bare minimum wage, and I don't know. They're slaves still in all but name.
Well, I just wanted them to like, and I can't even comment on it because I'm a white female, right? Like, so I don't know what it was like, but there was one point, Dan Aykroyd's girlfriend or wife, the way she was talking to that woman, I wanted to smack her.
What woman?
Her cook.
Oh, I didn't. I don't even remember them conversing.
Oh my!
What was the scene?
It was horrendous. She was like screaming at her for something. I don't even know what it was for. It was about the food.
Oh.
And I just thought it was.
That's
awful.
Yeah, don't no. Let's see. What else did I have? I gotta give a shout out to the soundtrack.
Do we comment on that?
So yeah, our newborn daughter is in the background. She started off this video
she was sleeping.
sound asleep. She's woken up because she's so interested in driving Miss Daisy, obviously. So we'll probably stop in a minute if she continues on like that and kind of recomfort her.
Yeah.
And get her back down. Think we should just do that? What do you think?
Do you have a lot more?
We'll take a quick break and then continue. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're back. It's like editing magic. I'm just gonna splice out that whole amount of time that we were not recording. It's really cool. Our daughter is still awake and kind of kicking back there. So if you hear a little goo and a ga in between takes, it's not us. We're not, like scratching the floor or anything. I wanted to say like farting or anything, but
it doesn't sound like that.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out what we would do that would make those noises. But so that. So I was about to talk about the soundtrack because it felt really at odds with the film. It was so very happy and poppy and kind of like bouncy. It reminded me a lot of like Lollipop. And when I was kind of just like do 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 do. It was kind of like it just did not seem appropriate to the movie.
I think they were going for like the friendship, like they're building the friendship type thing, and that's supposed to be happy. Though. No, it's not.
And it was done by Hans Zimmer, which shocked me because I thought it was going to be by.
And this won Best Film.
Yeah. But Hans Zimmer, he did Lion King, Pirates of the Caribbean, Interstellar, Crimson Tide, Inception, Dunkirk, the Dark Knight trilogy, and this guy scored this. And no, I don't know what. I don't know what happened there. He was kind of like doing his. He just wasn't trying.
That is the weirdest picture of that guy, by the way.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. Can you put that up for them to see?
Wait, hold on. Where'd it go?
It's like this weird picture as I look down at his phone of this.
Where'd it go? Oh, it's because I went back. I don't know how to go back forward. Hans Zimmer.
It's just a weird.
That is a weird picture. It's all neck.
He's all neck.
Is that drooping or is that his actual neck?
No, that's his neck. It's just a weird angle.
It's cut off in such a way that it just looks like it's dangling chin here.
It's just a bad
Ooh, that's
picture.
An unfortunate picture, yeah.
Update that.
So, what other comments on it? So I had this final note that I included in my little notes here. I had two final notes. We'll talk about one and then we'll talk about the second one. So, toward the end, I think around the Martin Luther King scene, Dan Aykroyd's character, somebody confronts Dan Aykroyd about being racist. I think it was the wife or Miss Daisy. Somebody confronted him. I think it was on the phone about serving like the Ku Klux Klan or something. It was something where it's like, ooh, you're not doing the right thing there. And he basically argued that he's not racist, but he has to still do kind of racist things because that's what
people who pay him expect him to do.
Yeah. I thought that was a fascinating little angle. I hadn't really, I feel like you don't see that one a lot, which I honestly don't think he was racist. I mean, at least not.
I never got that impression.
Not like a venomous racism. Yeah. Like it could have been like I understand that I'm white and you're black and I'm probably better off than you at this point in time, but he tried to somewhat treat him as an equal.
Yeah, but Morgan Freeman's character did all right for himself.
Yeah, he didn't do bad.
You know?
I like the way he pushed Dan Aykroyd for that raise.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
He knew his worth.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. What do you think of Hoke's character? We didn't really talk about him. Well, we should.
No, I mean, I liked Hoke's character. I thought it was just, I find it all just how history played out. I just find it so sad. Like,
yeah, it's terrible.
So sad that like he didn't know how to read. It was a grown adult, and he didn't know how to read. I just found that. Yeah.
Oh, one thing that Ryan and Shakisha brought up on their podcast, which I didn't even think of, is that, and Shakisha, I believe, was the one who brought this up. She said, there's that point there that he's just Hoke. He's not Mr. He's nothing, and she's Miss Daisy throughout the whole movie. And Shakisha said that that's kind of what was going on there, because it was still a way to kind of put them down and say, like, I'm clearly a class above you. Yeah. At the very least. I thought that was interesting. And I don't remember, because we didn't go back and watch it again after this point, if Dan Aykroyd, I believe, always calls him Hoke as well. Yeah. But I don't think he ever calls him, like, Mr. or anything.
I don't recall him addressing Dan Aykroyd's character. He must, though, because...
Dan Aykroyd sang to Morgan Freeman. No. Oh, you mean Hoke addressing Dan Aykroyd? Yeah, he had to have said something.
He had to, because remember he called him on the phone when she...
Yeah.
Finally, like, at the end there.
I don't know. Now I kind of want to rewatch it. Although I don't want to rewatch it also.
No, we're okay.
Because I this was the final note that I said. Glad it was short, but that also drained it of a lot of emotional resonance for me. Yeah. The thing went by so quickly that I never really connected with either of the characters or really felt...
They didn't go too deep into either one of their stories, so you really couldn't.
Even though I understood the circumstances, and because of that, because of the historical circumstances, I felt bad for Morgan Freeman's character in a way, and that he was just put in these circumstances, and it sucks. Yeah. But still, as a character, I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, okay, this is a thing. I walked away with it. I never really felt any kind of emotions. Yeah. And I'm one who cries in like every single Disney movie. Yeah. You know, I'm that kind of way. So. Yeah. Any final thoughts on Driving Miss Daisy?
Final thoughts? No. I think everything I've said.
I'm glad I watched it. Yeah. It's nice to have that in our little repertoire back here. Yeah. It's not something I'll probably revisit ever, I don't think, unless something like this comes up again. Yeah. Yeah.
So what is next month?
So, as you know, as our patrons know, but maybe as the public in general doesn't know, what we do every month is we alternate picks. So Kim will pick one, I will pick one, and we'll watch those and solicit comments. Oh, by the way, we had one extra comment that I did not address outside of Ryan and Shakisha. Amanda, shout out to Amanda over on Instagram, who said this is one of her favorite movies ever. So after we just crapped all over it, one of my favorite movies, Heart.
Amanda. My Amanda.
Uh-huh.
Really, Amanda?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Amanda's going back to work tomorrow, so I'll have to talk to her.
We'll have to hear your thoughts on that, Amanda. So, anyway, as we do, Driving Miss Daisy was your pick. So my pick for next month, as you may have noticed, keen-eyed viewers, there's you probably see just a little bit of this poster over here. It's a poster for Moon. Fantastic movie. One of my favorites since it came out. It's just really well done. Highly relevant for now. I suggest you go watch it. But that's not the pick for the video club for next month. My pick for the video club is in relation to Moon, which is why I bring the Moon up. It's called Mute. It's available on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. Mute. M-U-T-E.
The stuff you have me watch.
You had me watch Driving Miss Daisy.
So?
We're going to watch Mute. It's got Paul Rudd in it.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it next month. If you watch Mute...
I feel like I'm hard on movies. Like, I'm just like, yeah, they're all right. Like, really...
Have you liked any of the movies we've watched so far?
I don't know. I'm picky.
Did you like Dr. Zhivago?
Yeah, it was alright.
Did you like? You didn't like Citizen Kane.
No, I mean it was a good movie for what it was, but no, it's not. No,
Yeah, and yeah. I don't think you've really liked any of them
no,
yet.
it was okay.
We gotta get better at that. Pick something you're gonna like next time, like a 50s
I
musical or
liked
something.
I liked the one about the Nazis.
What about the Nazis?
Was it the Nazis? What was that?
What one was about the
my
Nazi?
pick. You know, with
Benedict Cumberbatch.
yeah, him. I was gonna say.
I want to call it The Informant. What was that?
I was gonna call him Benjamin Button. I'm like, that's not even the right actor.
That's Brad Pitt.
I know.
So Mute. It's on Netflix. I forgot what I was going to say. If you watch Mute, leave a comment, a review, whatever below. I will post the poster on Instagram, on Twitter. Leave a comment wherever you want it. Be part of the video club. As I said, at the very least, the next episode will be open to everyone. I don't know how long this is all going to last, but it's going to be however long it lasts, plus one. So we'll do a closeout to end the kind of non-patron exclusive realm of the video club. For now, it's just let's do this together, right? Right, Olivia? Yeah, she's into it. All right. Any final words today?
No.
All right. So until next time, cheers and keep on riding.